Garret Ahearn and with Stuart Nickerson, and we're going to talk about Tipperary, the whiskies and the distilleries. And let's start with Garret. It's your land the distillery will be built on. And I wanted to ask you, what's your role in this? And how did your connection with Stuart fall together? How did that happen?
Yeah, no, it's a very good story. So our land at home in Tipperary has been in our family for about 300 years. It goes back 7 or 8 generations, and we've been farming that over that space of time. My brother Liam went to Scotland to study to become an engineer, and while he was in Scotland he met a girl over there who is Stuart's daughter. They're actually getting married in July. So what happened was, we have the raw materials. Tipperary, the land in Tipperary would probably be the best land you could have in Ireland. It would be regarded as the best agricultural land in Ireland. We had the raw materials. Jennifer with Stuart had the expertise in whiskey, and it seemed like a very obvious thing for us to get involved in.
So you don't have the barley on your land?
Yeah.
You have the water on your land?
Exactly.
So that's where you want to build the distillery?
So that's where we're planning to build a distillery. So we went through planning permission to build a distillery, and that's been granted. Okay. Exactly. So
to start a distillery always takes a lot of money, and so you started out with sourced whiskey.
Exactly.
And that's where Stuart came into play, and you were the one who was involved in finding the whiskies. And how did it happen?
What happened was, as Garret explained, we went through the process, from up the idea, we decided to develop the business. My daughter gave up her job with KPMG to start the business, and Jennifer and I went out and met lots of people. We selected some casks, and that was the concept. Suddenly the rising came to fore, and we bottled the 1916 bottles for the rising, and that went extremely well.
Yeah.
So we took out we released another 2 products that are going equally as well, and we're now growing the business not only in Germany but exporting our first products to America. So the whole business is taking off now.
So tell us about the 2 new whiskies you have, which are already in the stores. And which are they, and how would you describe them?
Well, the first one is the Watershed, which is an unaged statement. It is a perfect entry point into Irish whiskey, extremely well balanced, nice and fruity, and just lingers enough to tell you that it's a good whiskey. Absolutely perfect. And then the second one is the first one in a range of a series of casks. It's called Not Nailed Downs.
Yes.
And it's an 11-year-old whiskey, and again, a bit more intense this time, but lovely triple distilled Irish whiskey.
Where does the name come from, Not Nailed Downs?
Not Nailed Downs. Probably Garret can explain it better than me.
The Knockbill Downs would be very famous mountains in Tipperary. So when you look out from our family farm where the distillery is going to be built, the very first thing you can see from the farm is the Knockbill Downs mountains.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful site. It's amazing. It's beautiful country land. And actually, last summer as well, the harvest that we had last summer is the first harvest that we're using for the whiskey going forward. So in 3 years' time, the harvest that we cut is at the moment, it's at home, being stored, dried, and will be whiskey in 3 years' time.
It's certainly worth stressing exactly what Garret said there. That barley's been harvested. It's going to be malted within the next 2 months. Then it'll be taken to a friendly distiller in Cork, who will allow me to operate the distillery for a week. We're going to then distill using the barley and reduce to cask strength using the water from the farm, and we'll make our own whiskey in this friendly distillery.
So this will be the first whiskey from the distillery without having the distillery yet.
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So how far are the plans for the distilleries? Have you already gone for planning?
We've gone for planning permission. Planning permission has been approved. We're working with our local council at the moment, and it's progressing very quickly now. So we're very happy with how it's going, and we think we'll be moving along quite quickly.
When do you expect that the okay will be there?
It's a really difficult one to answer. but we're in talks with several parties at the moment, and hopefully, 18 months time potentially.
You might know, is the process different to the process in Scotland?
The only difference in what we'll produce from a single malt is there'll be an extra distillation stage.
I mean, for the planning permission.
For the planning permission, no, they both appear to be very similar and equally intense, I would say.
Very, very strict.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, European legislation is pretty close, and both Ireland and Scotland interpret it in the same way.
A lot of legislation in Ireland anyway would be based on the UK from years before, so there'd be slight differences in it, but it'd be very similar.
Is there some information you can share with us about the stills, where they will come from, how big they will
It's difficult. We're not prepared to say exactly what size at the moment, although we have a good idea. And there's a good possibility they might come from Scotland.
Okay, great. Perfect.
We don't think they'll come from Ireland.
And do you have an idea when you will actually start constructing the distillery?
We wouldn't like to say that.
Okay, great. So, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing the information. Have a nice day here in Munich.
Thank you.
Finest spirits, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.